Whoa!
What?
This nigga turned into Vecna.
Hey, welcome back to the Parrot Side podcast. Myself, Skills. We got man like bro,
Yeah, we back, baby.
baddest guy in this entire life. Come on.
This weird ass dude skills drinks water through a straw, bro.
Yo,
He
nigga.
drinks water through a
Let the
straw.
fucking, we've not even said nothing. Let the
Come
pod
on,
start,
man.
bro.
Like, you can't tell me that ain't weird, man. Like, this guy
Yo,
drinks water through a straw.
what is
Who
straw?
does
What's a
that?
straw used for? What you use a straw for?
Bro, nah. Rose, you drink water through a straw.
Nah, guy, that's just weird, man.
What do you mean that's weird? No, I'm the weird one. No.
Yeah, that's weird as shit, bro.
You use a straw to drink shit. What water is a
Yeah,
drink?
drinks, carbonated
Water
drinks.
is a
Just
drink.
drinks,
Oh
juice.
yeah, so it says on the straw package, this is just for carbonated drinks.
Yeah,
The
guy,
fuck?
can't you just admit you're weird? Like,
No, I'm not
admit
weird,
I'm
man.
weird
But you're
sometimes,
weird
guy.
for
This
trying
is
to make it
weird.
weird. That's not weird.
Alright,
That's not
alright,
weird.
alright. Convince yourself, bro. Carry on. Convince
Eh?
yourself.
Hey yo, y'all know what it is, boy. Three of us on my same primary school, Greenwood House School. If you know that, you know. Shout out the Parrot Side. You get me. And yeah, we're just here to hang out. You know what it is. Come hang with us. And yeah, let's get to it. So we have agenda. We have our agendas of the day. First one, we're talking the difference between shooting your shot and harassment. Yeah. Actually, let me just call you out. Oh, since you put the topic, what you saying, fam? What you saying?
Okay, so basically, I believe like there's a very thin line between shooting your shot and perceived harassment. Because you know how there are some stories whereby or some people just go, you just meet someone and then you're attracted to them and then you just approach them and you guys just click and
Mhm.
everything starts to go well. Or people do some random stuff like maybe they write their phone numbers in like a piece of paper and slide it to someone,
Yeah, some
or
people do that.
Mhm.
yeah, or something else. And I mean, like sometimes it works out, but other times it doesn't. So like, and those other times where it doesn't work out, I mean, like for instance, let's say you're an employee now in. Let me give an example of maybe a big store. Let's say like ShopRite now. Yeah, and you're an employee of ShopRite, and you see like a very fine babe, and you now approach her. Maybe just slide a piece of paper with your number
Wait,
in it.
are you the employee or
Yeah.
are you the client?
No, no, you are the
Also,
employee.
oh,
Assuming you are
you are
the
the
employee.
employee.
Well, you don't fuck up now, but
Oh,
carry on, Sha.
yeah, that's okay. Go on.
Yeah, yeah, but
Okay.
no, like it could go either ways. It could go either ways.
Nigeria.
It could be
I
employee
mean,
That's a
to.
it
risky one,
depends
though.
what kind of babe we're talking about here, but like most babes ain't giving time of day to a ShopRite employee. Let's be real.
Also,
Like
slide
that's
out your number.
Okay,
Now you're
maybe
risking your
ShopRite was not
job.
the best example to use,
Any shop,
but
to be
like
honest.
let's say yeah, any job to be honest.
okay,
Like a
okay.
customer
Okay,
service
let's
job, you're risking your job if you're doing that.
Yeah,
yeah, but
exactly.
like that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you pull it off and it works out.
Yeah.
At other times, well, most of the times, like you might get fired or something. Or like I don't know. What do you guys think?
But come on, you
This
go, because I'll go
this
off. So
this
you go.
this nigga didn't even say that much. Anyway, let's
No,
say
no, I
what
was
Rose
just
was meant to
I was setting
let's
the
say
Let
Rose.
me
basis
set
now.
this setting the
The
tone.
basis
You
of the
don't even want to say
conversation.
much.
Alright, alright. So, like, okay, when it comes to harassment and shooting your shots, I agree there's a line there, but the line isn't defined because most of
That
the
line is
line is,
blurry, fam.
and it's blurry
Yeah.
mostly because
Ah,
it totally depends on the person we're talking about. So, in this case, that means the girl in question. So, I had there was this time I was on the train back home some years ago, and I met this girl on the train, like she was on the seat beside me. And she was talking about, initially, I was asking her these kind of questions like, when is it harassment and when are you okay with it? And she was like, well, for the most part, it just depends on the guy that does it. So if she's in the club dancing and one nigga just starts dancing behind her, like she's gonna look back. If she thinks the guy is clapped, then like she's offended automatically. And if it's not, if she's gonna entertain it. The same with like catcalling. So this was even my initial question to her, like catcalling,
Oh,
because
okay. That's okay.
you know how people you see it every day on the street. A woman is walking past and people start shouting, and
Do people still do that? Like, cause say in the
yeah, people still do it,
1960s,
bro.
like y'all
Yeah,
still,
people do it. Yeah.
cause that's
People
like
still do
degrading
that.
in nature, in a way. No.
To most people see it that way. But that's why again I asked her that and she was like, yeah, but it depends on who's doing it. So sometimes she can be on the streets, some guy's catcalling her and she looks and if she finds him attractive, then she's gonna entertain it. So and for me that's kind of um summary of why the whole thing is blurry because it's totally dependent on the person in question. And then if we're going to move to like online situations where you see a girl and you want to just DM her, okay, like you can DM once, maybe she won't reply. You can DM again, DM again. I feel like if you DM
No,
every time,
no. After I DM once, forget.
I mean, we're talking about in general, innit? Like when is it harassment?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some girls that don't reply to the first one because for the most part, the first one, they may say they don't even see it, or maybe they were just not.
No, they want you to be persistent.
Yeah, so some of them want you to be persistent. So you just like keep trying in it. So after you try like 3 times and she doesn't reply, then you move on. But like if you keep going after that, or if you keep following a girl, or if you keep asking her on dates every single time you see her, then at that point I think it's harassment. But skills you can go off.
So here's my thing, right? I got beef. I got beef with society. I got beef with girls. I got beef with niggas, bro. Let me tell you what. Here's the thing. For me personally, right? I don't. This is why I'm very conservative with shooting shots because I hate normally like I hate back chat to that like slightly defames my character. Like, oh, this nigga skills was testing. Yeah, I can't stand that. Like nah, fam. How does well, you know the thing is, how does one even shoot their shot in the first place? Because like Kamal said, which I've noticed is it doesn't matter. Like if I shoot my shot in the exact same way somebody like Drake would shoot his shot, she might think I'm creepy. And she might be like, oh Drake, that was so sweet.
Yeah.
Just because he's Drake. But that's unfair
Still
though.
Drake.
That's what I'm saying. But that's unfair though. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, and it's hard to like that's why honestly I just don't shoot my shots in general. Like it just depends because like you can say okay, it's not even one of them ones where you shoot, you see if like the girl really like is nice to you and is receptive. But you know all these, I mean, I don't know if you know, like unless you like come to the US, but like these restaurants like Chick-fil-A, Dutch Bros, they really hardcore train their employees to like be nice. Like, no, you have to like be nice. But you know, like when, because let's be honest, babes are never really nice to guys in general. I mean, but like when they're now being
Oh,
extra
okay.
nice.
That's an overgeneralization, but okay.
No, but
Yeah,
it's true.
that's
No, but
very overgeneralization, guys.
in the same way, guys like be nice to girls, like on a surface level, like on the
Skills are
interaction level.
suffered, bro. I feel like skills has been done that so many times.
Yeah. So if I'm going to these fucking restaurants and they're all like, "Oh hi, how you doing?" and they're really like really trying to force convo. I mean, I was like, "Wow, okay, like she's buff, like oh, she's really smiling at me and shit." Like, I like what's going on? Like, oh, yeah, let me ask for the number. Like, oh, I have a boyfriend. But I'm like, bitch, but you were doing extra. You know what I mean?
I
You
mean,
know,
yeah, I
well,
think
no, I can't
when you
blame her
talk
though. I
about
cannot blame her.
yeah,
Don't get me wrong.
exactly. You can't
I
be
can't
like
blame her because then I can't tell her
actually
to report.
the fault is yours. The fault is
It's
yours
me. How
because
is it
you
my
are
fault?
overasking. I mean, she's just doing her job.
And I agree
And
with
like
you.
you said,
I can't blame
he
her.
said, yeah, you can't blame her and then don't be moving like that.
No, but it's slightly frustrating for me though. I mean, and okay, so let me this one is probably this one I was like, okay. So I was at one get together one time in California. It was like a Nigerian thing. The DJ was playing some jams, but like it was like a slightly older person thing, but the DJ was the only other young person there. And she was a Lang one still. She was Lang. So like, yeah, I mean, we made eye contact. I mean,
Oh my
okay, we smiled. We smiled at each other. Let me finish the fucking story, man. We smiled at each
Oh
other,
my
wherever,
god.
wherever. I was with my brother-in-law now. I mean, smiled at each other, wherever, wherever. My brother-in-law noticed, like, oh, like, bad guy, go on Yana now. I was like, no. And I'll glance away. Let me finish the fucking
Probably
story.
sets you up.
The guy
And
helped him
now,
up
and
for no
I'll
reason. He
glance
gingered
away
him.
again. Yeah? I glanced away again. She was looking at me. She was all smiley. was like, all right, raw thing. Okay. Then I looked away, did my thing, looked away again. She was like looking at me, all smiling. She not even waved. I was like, all right, that's my cue, innit? That's my cue, right? That's what I'm thinking. That's my cue. So I woke up to her now, and I mean, obviously, we're just chatting. She's DJing, so I don't want to disturb her. Yeah, I mean, like, she's like, there's loud music and shit. So, like, she's like talking to me on the side and whatever. I was like, what's up, what's your name, whatever, what you up to, and everything. Then, and the chat was clean. It was like 1 minute, but I didn't want to stay there that long. So I was not about to dip out. Then I doubled back, like, oh, by the way, do you take requests, like song requests? Then she was like, yeah, sure. What are you requesting? And I was like, your number. You get me?
That guy. Nah,
Hey,
that's
I'm
true.
playing
That's,
with it, yo.
Hey man,
That's
not
please,
bad,
yo,
not bad.
man. If anything, like, how could I have played it better?
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And she was like, oh, no, sorry, I don't give her my number. What the fuck, bro? You smelled to me from across the room. What do you mean you don't give out your number? What is you talking about, man?
She meant she don't give out her number to you, bro. That's what she
Yo,
meant.
and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you didn't need to smile. What is you doing? Like, you get me? So, see, I don't know, man. I don't know. So I can't blame girls on that regard. I mean, they just have to do their thing. But yo, like, nah, blood. Because here's the thing: they can easily deny guys, which is fine. That's life. That's society. But when it's flipped, because I've had it flipped too. When like babe at that same party, actually, one babe was like forcefully trying to grind me. Now, if I'm being honest, I can call that harassment, but I'm not that kind of guy. But she was forcefully trying to like grind and
Is that
dance
you're
with me.
not that kind of guy where you're just you just be conditioned to think about it a different way?
Probably. You know what I mean? She was like really she was gonna ask my brother-in-law, like, yo, I want to dance with him. And I was like, relax. Like, I'm feeling the DJ blood, not you. But like ain't that the circle of life? The ones you like don't like you. But you get me? Like, so the DJ is not she's I've collected my L from the DJ. But then this girl, she's not collecting her own L. And I'm like, why? Why is it such like this imbalance in society?
Did he
Like,
tell her? Did he tell her you weren't interested?
oh, you're asking the right questions, though. I did not
This nigga did
verbally
not tell
say
her.
it. I did
Oh
not
my
verbally
god.
say it, but I'm sure my actions should have been conclusive enough. You know what I mean? Like, come on. So I don't know, man. I don't know. So that line is too blurry, man. It's too blurry. Like, I don't know. There is a line, I'm sure. You know what I mean? Like, and I've heard stories where I'm like from girls, from my brethren, and I'm like, nah, that's creepy. You shouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? So I understand there is a line. But it's hard to tell because you don't know if a girl thinks you're peng or not. I mean, so like, I don't know.
Bro, you know what's funny? Even when you're talking about these, like you went to restaurants and stuff, I'm going to call out these cashiers at H Medics in Abuja here, bro. Every time I go to that place, it does not matter what I'm buying. And like, you know, when you said earlier that maybe they just train them to be nice, but bro, there's a difference between being nice and flirting. These babes be flirting, bro. Like these babes be
Facts.
flirt. This one was talking to me. Like I came after work, she was like, "Oh, like your suit is very nice." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean it's cool, isn't it? Like it's a standard suit." And she's like, "Are you a pastor?" And I'm like, "Wait, what?" I
Wait,
was like, "The
what?
only
What? Mama,
pastors."
what did you
I'm
say?
like, she asked me if I was a pastor. I'm like, "Why do you think I'm a pastor?" She said, "Yeah, because you have a nice suit." And I'm like, "It's only pastors that wear nice suits." And then she started talking about, oh no, not only pastor wear nice suit, but the way he fits you and the way you look good and this and this. And I'm like, okay, nah, like this bitch is flirting, bro. Like this ain't this ain't like
This ain't
normal
one of those. She's
normal
coming on
being
to
nice.
us. Yeah.
And then next time I go, I go upstairs to buy drugs. And this girl again, it's a different girl this time. And similar like flirty things. I go again the next time. I'm like, okay, no, this shit is a bit too much. Like I said, there's a difference between like being nice, cause like I'm not doing that to everyone. It's not everyone that like I'm on the line. Like I see how you treated the guy before me. You did not do none of that, bro. So why are you doing all of that now? So man, see, listen, yeah, skills. Like I said, sometimes they can definitely give off the wrong vibe. So if me now ask this girl for a number, and then she like, oh well, I'm like, but like you're just doing all that. So I understand why skills is feeling away, but man, you have to just take your end in peace, man.
Here's the thing though, it's because okay, so there's that, right? And I feel like if we flip it, because for me, I'm just like laid back. We live in a society too where girls don't like to shoot their shot. I've had this thing in my life at least four to five times. Where a babe will come to me like some time after, be like, oh, like I had a crush on you, I really liked you, you never did anything. And I'm like, bitch, you fucking tell me then. Say something, the fuck? Because I'm really bad at telling those things. Sometimes I really don't know like if she's feeling me or not. But I'm like, fuck, say it then. Like say it. And she's like, oh, I didn't want to like, not get you or like take my L. Do you know how many L's I take on a fucking monthly basis? Like that's life. That's life, man. That's life. So come out. So to address your own part, you said um okay, so you after all the flirting and stuff, right? But you know the thing too, why is also then blurry is because some girls, I don't know if new age girls are like that. They like a chase, right? So they like, they tell you no and then you come back. I mean, but that narrative is dangerous because that's when the harassment could then start. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
To be fair, that's a very good point actually. Like the fact that they try to play hard to get. So some guys, even when you give them that initial no, like they think, oh no, she's just playing hard
that's
to
what they
get. Like,
think.
maybe come
Yeah,
back again and ask her again tomorrow. She will come with me. Like
that's what I'm
that
telling
makes
guys. Don't
that's a
move like that,
very
man.
real thing. Man,
Exactly.
skills actually made a good point for once. Like
What do you mean
bro, I'm
for
proud
what?
of you, bro. I'm proud of you. Like this guy made a point with substance and everything that actually makes sense.
But that's the thing, though. Girls, I know a lot of girls they have said that. I've heard that from some of my bridges. They're like, oh, like I like when the guy like chases and when he like does. But see, man, you can't have the best of both worlds. Like that's not like no. You like when the guy you like chases you, but that guy you like, he ain't gonna chase you. The one that's gonna chase you, you don't like him. Like
Yeah.
that's just the thing. So all this you like a chase, that nigga ain't chasing nothing. You know what I mean, like it's like that's the thing. So guys would think that though on a general scale, and they'll not be like, oh, let me like try again and try again and try again. Because I have heard stories of people that are married and they're like, oh yeah, it was on the ninth time I asked her out that she nine,
Yeah,
nigga.
yeah. I've heard that too.
You're married now. She doesn't love you. There's no way. Like nine times. Are you fucking kidding me? I ask once, I'm done. Yeah, what? Nah, blood. So
Rose, have
that's
you had to chase before?
Chase. Ah,
Because this
I
nigga is in a
can't remember,
relationship
honestly.
right now, and
yo.
like the circumstances
Yeah,
are
I
a bit
mean,
different than the
So
traditional
before
one.
you
So
enter
I
this
don't
your
even know
current ship now, or did you have to chase it a bit?
wait, do you harass her?
no. I didn't. Like it just flowed, basically. It just
But you had to
flowed.
take initiative though. You had to run a bit. You had to chase.
Yeah. It's I don't necessarily call it chasing is when like you are repeating. I mean, like maybe she's giving you an L or something, and you keep following through. I don't know. You get well.
Yeah.
Basically, like I mean, you have to set the tone. You express your intentions and everything, and like if hopefully there's an element or there's a chance that she might feel the same way. Obviously, she'll give you like the green light and everything, and like
Indications,
as
signs.
yeah, she might it might not even be signs. I mean, there are some girls that will communicate and say, okay, let's see how this goes. Like we take it gradually. I know, and as you guys progress, eventually you guys might meet each other at a common ground and everything works out. Well, chasing,
Yeah.
man, I personally I don't think I've chased because I believe that like at a point, man, it just becomes embarrassing.
Too much pride for that,
It's
man.
true. Exactly.
Wow,
There's no
wow,
time for that. I
wow.
mean, if she's giving you the red light once,
Yeah, then
okay,
allow it and
okay,
go home.
okay. I
Simple.
just I just recalled. I just recalled. Yeah, there was this girl that I used to like in uni. I mean,
Standard.
well, I don't know, like it was different with her because I think I really did like her. So
Uh-huh.
I don't know. The first time I told her how I felt, and then she's like, "Oh, it's better that we be just kept it as friends." And then like I was cool with that. But when I go back to school, I mean, because we're in the same uni now, it was tough. Like I didn't just want to be friends. I wanted to be more than friends, but
Yeah.
like, and then one day, because we're still quite close, like we still used to talk and everything, and then like one day, so I went to her building and we're talking, and then she tells me something about a boyfriend, and I was just like, boyfriend. I was like, and then like later, I think it was either later that week or that night, and I sent her a message that like, it's just me telling you how I feel, Sha. And when you told me that you have a boyfriend, like, I mean, like it was painful, but like I totally understand and all of that kind of level. I know. I still don't know why I sent that message, but then I felt like I was lifting a burden from my chest because like I just wanted to, just clear that off and everything,
But
Sha.
bro, you already told her how you felt before that.
Yeah, but like when she like just brushed it away and said like it's better we became friends.
Damn.
You might think that like, okay, yeah, I guess we can work with that, but in reality, you might just realize that, or you might just discover that, oh no, I actually still like these people, and I feel that that's why like a lot of guys like, man, if a babe just tells them that, oh no, I feel that we should be more than friends. I feel like that's why they just distance themselves
Yeah.
from babe,
Yeah, true.
so that like they don't, because there's a tendency that, God, what can I do to actually please this babe? And then you just end up embarrassing yourself and making things worse. So,
Bro, if
um,
you're in deep, like if you're already at the stage where you proper like this girl, and then there's
yeah,
no external barriers, let's say like religion or tribe or all these things that are deal breakers in a lot of Nigerian societies. So like for me, it's easier if I like a babe but she's Christian, and then I tell her and she's like, well, let's just be better off. We'll be better off as friends because of religious reasons and whatnot. That's easier for me to accept because I know why it can never work. So I can just
yeah,
put it to one side and say, okay, I'll try and maintain the friendship. But if it's a situation where you're both the same tribe, same religion, same everything, like the babe makes sense, and she's just like, well, she doesn't just quite like you in that way, like you guys should just be friends. That's when it's for me. I rather distance myself because I won't lie to myself and say I'm going to try and maintain any kind of friendship because I know for a fact that
Facts.
I still want to be more than friends. And although it's hard sometimes to distance yourself, it's probably more beneficial for you in the long run if you do that. Cause like, bro, I mean, but then again, there are some people that can be friends and still have feelings for them and still respect
They
that they
can't. They're
want to
lying
be
to
friends.
themselves. No, no.
But like,
no, no, no,
is it
no,
worth
no.
it though?
You
Is it
can,
is it
you can,
you can, you
friends.
definitely can. But it has to be someone that is like that friendship is definitely worth it, like for you to
True.
go
I
through all that.
Yeah,
If
guess.
not,
that's
man, me, I'm going the other way.
You know what's funny? Come on, that scenario you just brought up of like, say everything matches, you're feeling the girl and she's not feeling you. Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, you know what's funny is in that scenario, guys will be like, guy, I mean, it sucks, move on. Yeah, I mean, but if you flip it, I mean, everything matches, she's feeling you, you're not feeling her. Okay, they'll come to you and be like, hey, what the fuck? Do you not see this girl? Why are the rules not
Oh,
fucking
the guys,
balanced? I
you mean your
hate
guy
that shit.
friends?
Yeah, guy friends, even female friends, they'll be like,
The
yo,
guy
why
guys
don't you
guys
like her?
are hoes
Like her,
though.
like her. She's
Guys are
nice,
hoes.
like her. Like, yo, the
I mean,
rules
to be
ain't
fair,
balanced.
I've had like in that kind of scenario you just described, bro. I had first person came to me like, just ask her out, man. Go on a date, see how it is.
Like, it don't work
And I'm
like that.
like, I'm like, I'm not the one that likes this girl. Like, is she meant to be asking me out? Like, bro, like what's going on here? Like, why should I go out of
Facts,
my
bro.
way to ask this girl out that I have no feelings for because she has feelings for me? Like, bro, like, that doesn't make sense to me. And then, so I brushed that one. I said, second person came to me like literally less than an hour later. I said the exact. I'm like, nah, nigga, like, I'm not asking someone out that I have no feelings for. Like, that just does not make
Yeah, I
sense.
mean,
It
that's
doesn't
what I'm
make
saying.
sense.
Like the rules need to be like the playing field needs to be even, man. Like when it comes to these things, like I don't know why people act like nah, bro. And I know the thing. I know, okay, maybe with some of these stories it might sound like a dickhead, but it will only sound like that because that's how society has portrayed it. Nigga, it's the exact same thing going back. Literally, I was in a lounge this one time, my guys, man, everything. We literally just entered. That's why it was funny. We literally just entered. Within 1 minute, one babe came to me. She was buff, by the way. And she was like, "Oh, my friend back there, like she likes you. I mean, like you should come and talk to her." And I was like, "Okay, two things, lady. Two things. One, one, I just got here. Relax. Two, if she likes me, then she should come and talk to me. Like, did I tell you I like her? Plus, by the way, you're paying on her anyway. So, do you want to dance? You get me? Like,
You didn't say that. You did not say that.
I didn't say that last part. However, I did try and then move to her though. Then she was like, "Oh, okay, I see what you're trying to do," and I was like, "Yeah, I mean, like,
Bro, you
you're
fucked
both."
up now. She's not gonna do that to her friend. Like her friend already had dibs on you. Like
Yeah, but
she
man,
ain't
that
gonna.
try still. I mean, she was already next to me. I'm like,
This guy's a hoe, bro.
I'm not. I'm being true to myself,
A
blood.
show.
Nah, nah, nah. But I'm just saying, man. I mean, like all that thing, you need to keep it. The rules are different when it comes to girls. I guess that's just the world we live in. Think of even in fucking movies. You know what just came to my mind now? This fucking movie, The Princess and the Frog. You know how thirsty you have to be to kiss a fucking frog, nigga? But if a guy did that, they'll be like, "Oh no, you can't. Why don't you make a movie like that? That shit would never be released." Yeah, I mean, but you can make a movie with a woman kissing a frog. What the fuck? Nah, bro. Y'all need to make the rules the same. Like I said, I got beef with society, bro. That's all I'm
Nah,
saying.
skills. This, like I said, skills have just been hurt too many times, bro. Like I think that's just what it comes down
I'm
to.
just learning from my
I feel like you just
experience.
moved. You've moved to too many women and they rejected you, and so
That's the
it
thing.
just pissed.
I
Like,
don't even move to women like that. I don't. That's why like some of them they don't move to me. They'll now come back later and tell me, "Oh, why didn't you move to me?" And I'm like, "But what the fuck?" And I don't even move to girls like that. But the ones in like fucking 4 5 months that I do after they've given me all these signs, like the fucking DJ, and I'll collect L. I'm like, yo, I'm not motivated. I'm really not. I'm not. I'll just do my own thing. Like I'm tired. I'll just chill. Like,
this DJ, bro. Like this DJ really broke his heart.
yo, man came with the bars. You get me? I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
Man, as long as, like you said, man, I guess because the initial thing was shooting your shots and harassment. Where's the line? And apart from what you said before about playing hard to get, this whole shooting your shots thing. I feel like a lot of it just goes back to niggas being scared of failure and whatnot. And I think girls, like why you're saying this thing isn't balanced, it's because girls still have that same fear, maybe even on a higher degree than
But they
guys.
don't
Because
try
guys,
nearly as much as guys do.
yeah, exactly. Because guys
Yeah.
try, and then they fail, and then they fail, and then eventually like, oh fuck it, man. And like they failed so many times, might as well continue. Like, what's another L to them? Whereas
Yeah.
girls don't like that, don't do it as frequently, and they feel like guys should want them. Like guys always want girls. Like that's just the general thinking. So they feel like if they were to move to a guy and then the guy says no, that is just confidence shattered. That being said, though, they don't move to guys. A good number of them move to
No,
guys.
they do, fair. They do, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not a thing where they just never do. But I do agree with you. Like, there's sometimes, and I tell my female friends this, like, there's sometimes they like a guy and they don't want to take the initial step to move into that guy. And what ends up happening is their pool for where they can pick people is limited because it's only people who move to them, and the people who move to them aren't necessarily going to be the people they like. Whereas if sometimes they also moved to the people they like, they're gonna increase the potential pool of guys they're gonna date. Because even if you take the L, sometimes maybe some other guy may like you and you can go on a date or two, and then you can be your boyfriend. Who the fuck knows? But like if you're just gonna limit your pool of potential daters to guys that move to you, most of the time it's not gonna be niggas you like. So then you date the first guy and you're like, oh, this nigga ain't shit. You date the second guy with that nigga ain't shit. And then you come and men are trash, I ain't dating anymore. Like, what the fuck you think? Because you only dating niggas that don't like you or that you don't like. So, bro, that shit annoys me sometimes, man. Like, shit annoys me, but it is what it is.
That's the thing, man. I feel like you're right, though. You're right. We shouldn't also like pretend all this forming hard to get on both sides. Let's just all relax. I mean, like you are not like let's just calm
I
down.
don't get the hard to
I
get.
don't
Like,
get
bro, if
like
you
if
like
you like the
someone,
guy, then you like
just
him.
go out with them,
Like
man. Like,
allow it. Facts.
like I ain't finna be forming for a girl that I like. Like, why would
Exactly.
I
I
do
don't
that?
feel hard to get
Yeah.
like
Like
simple.
shit is weird.
I like you. I like you. If I don't, I don't. I tell you. Like it's what it is. Like
And if you playing hard to get with me, I'm probably gonna move on. So
exactly,
that shit,
exactly.
no.
Like you're playing hard
I
to get
guess
like exactly.
there's guys that will continue and will like push the issue, but man, I think a
I'm
lot of
not
guys
done.
these days,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
they ain't
These
with
days,
that. So,
exactly. These days, these new nigga, we're not them guys, man. Like yo,
yeah, like
ain't
if you're forming
nobody.
too much, they're just going
I
to move
don't
on.
double text any babe. I'm like, yeah, I will leave. Guys, see, if I've text once, you hear me. Okay, it's cool. It's all good. It's all good.
So good, so good. Skills. Are you willing to be the submissive one in the relationship?
I don't know. I'll be
See,
submissive if she has a lot of bread.
most of what I was saying in general is gonna be preferenced by the Nigerian society that we live in, right? The reason why guys take control in most of these relationships is because when you end up getting married, the guy is the head of the house or whatnot. Because of religious reasons and etc. Like that's just how it goes in most Nigerian households. So women always want to marry a guy that they know will take care of them and not just like shit the bed. Like once they get married and then it's just oh she's the one doing everything, she's taking care of kids, she's providing for the house. Like oh this nigga ain't shit. So they want a guy that will take initiative from the beginning and then know that once they get married, this guy is gonna continue that in terms of taking care of them and their children and all the bills and whatnot. So if you were then to switch that and say a woman should take the initiative from the beginning of a relationship, like I just feel like it doesn't give them enough to go on when determining what kind of guy that guy is, in terms of his future prospects as a husband. Because let's be real, like Nigerian society is still heavily male dominated. If you have a problem somewhere and you're a woman, they don't always take you seriously, like until your husband shows up or your brother shows up,
True.
and then
Yeah,
they,
yeah, true.
they start fighting or they start oh a man is here now. Like bro, there's too much. I don't want to say the patriarchy is so high and mighty here, but like Rose, please
Wait,
just
let me
mute
cut
your
you off for a
shit.
second. Rose, what the fuck is wrong with you,
Rose,
guy?
what the
What's
fuck
that
are
your
you
fucking
doing?
problem, guy?
Bro, I want to close my window now.
Yeah, mute
I
your
saw you guys
fucking
muted
Your
me.
shit, bro.
fuck is wrong with you, blood? Jeez, I muted you. He unmuted himself just to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
That means he's taking the piss. The fuck is wrong with you? Fuck.
Yeah, continue. Let's continue. Let's continue.
This guy muted himself just to close his window, man.
What's his problem, guy?
Yeah. So yeah, there's a
You know how like there's situations where usually when I've seen this most though, it's mostly in the workplace, where like there are big girls, like there are big guys that are trying to get with a girl, and maybe she might even have a boyfriend or maybe not, but she'll keep the other guys as like as backup dancers, pretty much. Why do girls do that? Like, because I've seen so many situations where like I'm talking to my friends, like and like I'm like, yo, this guy likes you. And they'll be like, oh, I don't know. He never told me that. I'm like, but you do know though. Like, why don't you just shut him down? Like, why don't you just
it
tell him
matters
no?
though. It doesn't. Like, I won't lie, because I do the same shit. So I can't even front like someone doing that. Like it
So
doesn't
when you
matter.
put it like that, yeah, she has
It
to tell me
doesn't
she likes me.
matter if you know, like quote unquote, that you know.
That she
Like
has
as
to tell
long
me. Yeah,
as
facts,
as
actually.
long as she hasn't told me, I'm gonna act like I don't fucking know shit. And that's
Oh, you
mostly
play.
when you're not interested. Obviously, like if you're interested, you're not gonna do that.
Okay,
But
okay,
if
okay,
you're not
okay.
interested,
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, now that's actually a good point. But here's the thing though. In my situation, and I could be wrong, but this is just me, Sha. I mean, call me a dickhead if you want. In situations when I've been in those situations where I know for a fact this babe likes me, I know it's like it's just obvious. You know what I mean, now she's doing a lot. You know what I mean, she hasn't exclusively said I like you, but I'm also not playing along. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. She hasn't said it, but I haven't like, I haven't entertained much of her shit. You know what I mean? I've like also made it clear that like, yo, there's a line here, yo, like you get me. But
yeah,
on the flip side, girls don't really do that though. It's like, oh, let me bring
yeah,
you food. It's
yeah,
like, oh
that's
yeah,
true.
sure. And I'm like, yo, I mean, so I don't know. I don't know if you can see
Honestly,
what.
I have no fucking clue why they do that. To be honest with you, and I would agree with you that they do it because I've seen it enough
Yeah,
to know that they do it.
bare backup
Like you may have
dancers.
a boyfriend or you may have someone that you're heavily interested in or you're talking to, but then you have some other nigga somewhere that you know you're not really interested in, but maybe he's kind of
Yeah.
cute, but like that's about it. So they then keep them just, and I feel like they keep them there in case the guy they're talking to doesn't work out, and then they have
But
a
that's the
fallback.
thing, though. It's like you're stringing the guy's emotions along. Like,
They are, and only they can tell you how they do.
I feel like it could be that, or it could also be like an ego boost, you know.
true, because the guy always gas you up. True.
Yeah.
True.
Are you saying
But
they're
that's just
selfish?
unfair, though. That's selfish. Yeah, like that's
Yeah, it is. It is selfish.
selfish.
I
Yeah.
mean, like if you have someone that you like and the person likes you, I mean, like you should close off any other chapters, because
Mm.
unless you genuinely don't like the person.
Yeah, bro, guys do that shit too, bro. Let's
Yeah,
be real
yeah,
here.
like
The
in
guys do.
general,
They
Niggas will
also.
have
it
a
shouldn't be.
they'll have a
It's not
girl.
just
Let me
just
tell you
about
something.
babes now.
Some guys, yeah, they will have their main girl. Like, let's say they're not really dating anyone. They don't really have like a girlfriend yet, but they have girls in different cities. Like, and then they'll have like two in rotation at once. And then
The
every
guy
third
said
week
it's
of the month,
rotation.
yeah, every third week of the month, they'll text that third one in a different place just to catch up. I know you, I haven't forgotten about you. So they'll talk for like 3 days and then dead that one. And then maybe if one of them doesn't work out and that third one enters the rotation, and then the fourth one is somewhere in like Sheffield or some shit.
Yo,
That one
Kamal is
enters
giving
the
us the
rotation
blue.
as
Man's
well.
playing the Carabao.
Bro,
Yo,
I'm telling you, this is what
the
niggas do.
guy
Like
said Sheffield.
this is free game for the few girls that listen to us. This is
Ew.
this is free game for what niggas do.
Sheffield. I was playing
Yeah,
away games
bro.
out here, you know.
Bro, I know bad
Carabao
niggas
Cup.
have like a girl in every city they visit, like on any sort of consistent level. Like if let's say they go between London, Birmingham, Manchester, fucking Sheffield, and I don't know, Brighton or something. Like they'll have a girl in every single one of those cities, and they just keep them on rotation, bro, and check in with the peripheral ones every once in a while, just to make sure, yo, I'm still here.
You know what? That's actually facts. Guys also do that backup now. That's
Yeah.
actually facts, though. Guys also do that.
Just that it's different in the way girls do it, but they definitely do it.
Hmm. That's fair. That's
Girls are
fair.
more active with theirs.
Yeah. I feel so. I feel so.
Like they string them along like quite frequently. They even talk to them every day.
Mm.
Yeah, guys don't really do that as well. Have you been backup dancer?
Yeah.
Were
Have I
you
ever been
happily
backup
backup dancer?
dancer? No, I've never been in that situation.
Have
No,
you had
I
backup
haven't.
dancers?
Cap.
Have I had backup dancers? Yeah, I have.
Oh, you? You?
This guy is like,
I thought
wait,
this
but
nigga was nice.
did you have like a main at the time or did you not?
Yeah, I had a mean.
How many backup dancers?
It was just one.
So you just keep her like warm just in case or
No, funny enough, like I mean, like we were really active. I mean, we worked in the same place, so like
this
we
guy's
used to
about to say
interact
we're
like
really
virtually.
active.
No, we were.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
you know
beg.
when you say active, like it gives the wrong kind of connotation in this
Yeah, I beg.
context.
Don't put me inside trouble. I beg. Skills, I beg. Don't cut that part out. Anyway, sir, like yeah, yeah, we're kind of we're like I said, we worked in the same place. So like I don't even lie, like it was almost like I had two mains. I don't even say she was a backup dancer because
Oh
like
shit.
fam,
That's
like
cap.
Oh
we
shit.
That's cap.
were actively involved.
Actively involved.
Like when I say actively involved, I mean like we used to see each other like virtually
Yeah,
every day. We worked in the
yeah,
same place, so
yeah.
like interactions, communication, everything, like it was there.
Come on, you've
Alright.
had backup dancers.
Nah.
Yeah, you've had, man. This guy has had a squad of backup dancers. This guy had first team and second team. You?
Well, cause I guess no, cause when we say backup dancers, you have to have had like a main dancer in it, like, and then had backup
I
dancers.
don't
So
think so. I think you can have backup dancers.
yeah, okay. Be more specific with this question, I beg.
Have you had, you don't have to have been dating somebody, but have you had girls that you're kind of keeping on the side, whether you're dating somebody or not? Yeah, I
No,
mean, tap.
no, I haven't. Actually, honestly, I haven't. Like I said, most of the girls that may have feelings for me and I know they have feelings for me. I just if it's not mutual, I don't like string them
You try and
along. I don't.
distance yourself. Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't give them
Mm.
any like false hope of anything
Oh, so
happening.
you're
Like
trying to
I
say,
pretty
well,
much
you're
just
like a
yeah, just
nice
tell
guy or
them
something. That's what you're trying to say. You're a nice guy, you know.
I'm
That's
not
what
being a nice guy. And the whole nice guy narrative is kind of bullshit because most nice guys are kind of dickheads. So it's not really like that doesn't really mean shit. But all I'm saying is I'm more of a one-to-one kind of thing. Like if I'm feeling someone, like I'm just gonna be that one person. I'm not gonna like branch off, and I haven't been hurt enough times to have backup dancers. I feel like most people who do it either because they've been hurt so many times. The guys I know anyway, they've been hurt so many times that they just can't. They're not secure enough in just talking to one person, so they have to have a lot of people on the side just in case this one person doesn't work out, or they're just hoes in general and just need like multiple partners. But like, I ain't the first. I definitely ain't the second. So bro, I just haven't had a reason to have backup dancers. Like, maybe that would change in the future, but probably not. Like, how old am I at this point? Like, how many people am I gonna date before I get married? So it's not really. I don't really see that being a thing in my future.
before we wrap up the thing though, I want to add this. I guess this is my technically my final thought. To be fair though, to be fair, you know what I mean, because some of my friends have told me though, they're like when they tell me their stories, I'm like, I guess if talking back on that whole line between switching shot and harassment, I've heard stories of like things that guys have done, and I'm like, that's fucking creepy. You know what I mean? Like I've heard like somewhere like maybe they're driving home or like the guys like driving behind, like some weird shit. Like yo,
What do you
so there
mean,
are guys
like
out there.
following
Listen,
them?
yeah, like I was just saying weird things. So I guess that kind of explains why some of them. I guess some of them maybe they are looking for backup dancers, but I think some girls they're really just like scared to say no because like
Oh yeah,
yeah, I'm
yeah.
Yeah,
trying. Yeah, because
that's a
guys are
real thing.
fucking
Yeah.
creepy. Yeah, you don't know what this guy. Yeah, so that's I've heard some stories. I was like, raw. Like that's why like all these things of like when girls are going on or like walk them to their car or wherever. I guess that's why like I'm not in the mindset of a woman because I'm not a woman, but I'm starting to understand those things a bit more. Like because after I heard some of those stories, I was like, yo, I should probably fucking walk you to your car because that's fucking creepy. I mean, like,
Yeah.
yo, like, so I get it, so maybe some of them are like, they're scared to say no because they don't like, and I get that. I get that. I mean, take care of yourself. That's, yeah, I mean, it be like
Yeah,
that.
I agree with you, man. I feel
I
like I
mean,
didn't bring that up because I think that's a different context of what we're talking
I guess
about.
it
Because
is technically different. Yeah, a
I
little bit,
initially
yeah.
just thought we were talking about like people that willingly, girls that willingly like keep people in the background. But like with those ones, I won't call them backup dancers because they're not like
That
really
one is
being
not backup
entertained.
dancers. That one is more related to the
Yeah,
first
I
thing we're
guess more
talking
the
about. Yeah,
harassment thing. And bro,
yeah,
like you said, it's one of those things that you don't notice as a guy because you're a guy, and then when you have female
Yeah.
friends and they start telling you their experiences, and you're like,
exactly. When you
oh,
start hearing it, you're
bro,
like, raw.
I've had like I remember even when I was with my ex at the time, like she called me, she went to London, I think to see her aunt or something, and then like these group of guys, like three guys, like cornered her and shit, and then like forced her to like asking for her number and whatnot. And bro, like the thing is, and you know what really pissed her off? They were like, she said the guys were like 16 or some shit, like they were
Oh,
young kids.
jeez, man.
And she's like here, like older than them, like feeling helpless because these three group of guys just decided to corner her and like ask for her number. And I think that if she says no, there's this
Exactly.
video
Yeah.
actually like maybe like a month ago, somewhere in Birmingham. These two girls, these two guys asked for the number, and then I think she said no, and then this guy literally headbutted her, bro, like
Raw.
straight up. I'm pretty sure the video is
Bro,
on this.
there's even this one. There's even this one that happened recently in Egypt. Like this babe, she was a uni student,
Oh, I
and this
think I
guy
heard
like
about that one.
asked to
Yeah.
marry her. Yeah, and like she was like, nah. And then this
That
guy,
one
like
he
she came to school
killed
the
her.
next day. The front guy, he killed her, man.
Raw, man.
Whoa,
In
really?
front
Because he
of
said
you.
no
Yeah, I think
to
I
a
saw that one on
marriage.
Twitter. Yeah. I saw that one on
Yeah,
Twitter. Yeah.
Wow.
man, he killed
So
her in
yeah,
front of uni. And people were around. People were there, guy.
That's
people were
wild, man.
there when he killed her.
Yeah, people were there. It wasn't until he had done the deed that guys now started rushing him. Like,
I
nah,
don't
it
understand.
was.
What? How?
I think he
What did
used like
you
a
like
big
beat her
stone.
to death? Stone,
Yeah, there was like a stone, I think. Like
bro.
he used to beat her or something.
So yeah, that fear is a real thing, man. The fear of like
Yeah.
saying no or saying or not giving your number and then
Yeah,
like
exactly.
having to deal with the repercussions. Like that's definitely a real thing.
Yeah, so I had to bring that up, just to be fair. 'Cause I know on
Yeah,
here, I know we make
yeah,
jokes, but realistically though, that's also part of the thing. So
yeah, for sure.
yeah. All right, Rose, final thoughts.
Yeah. First and foremost, do not keep backup downstairs. Do not. And I mean, if you like someone, stick to that, and the person likes you back. Yeah, and like you guys have like the intentions to grow a future, I mean, stick to that one person. Because one thing a lot of people don't realize is that, especially people who have the intentions to get married, is that like if you don't curb some of these things that you're doing now, there's no way you automatically get married and expect it to just go away. I mean, if you keep on doing it, like it's going to reflect even when you get married, when you have children, you'd still be having other women or other men by the side. So I'm just like, man, if you have the intention like to get married or have a future with someone, just avoid backup dancers, stick to one person and let that person be your everything. I know.
Yeah, that sounds corny as fuck, bro.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it sounds corny, but like that's the reality. And like also, if you like someone, I mean, just tell them. Don't be doing all this dodgy, trying to show them signs and
Yeah, especially
everything.
girls.
I
Yeah,
mean, just
facts.
open up your mouth. Yeah, just open up your mouth and say, I like you. Like, I like you. It's hard, but like, it's better than showing off signs because you might do all of those things and then the person will just be like, oh, I didn't know that you were feeling me. Like, I thought you were just being friendly.
You know what's funny
So,
about
yeah.
that is what a lot of people also don't realize with that is that whole period where you're not saying anything and you're in your head for weeks or months in some cases, wondering, oh, does he like me? Does he not like me? You know, just telling him like how you actually feel can just like all those worries you have and you just never need answers to. All of a sudden, you get all the answers. So instead of
Yeah.
the weeks and months of wondering, literally just tell him, and then you get your answer there and then you can either move on,
Oh
or
yeah.
you can carry on with that person. So that's just one thing that people don't. I don't know if
Actually,
they,
yeah,
that they don't think of it, but
yeah. Well, okay. Actually, let me quickly address that. Come on, I'll ask you a question. So, like, the thing with the problem with that, I guess, for some people, guys and girls are like, is especially if they're friends, they are
Mhm.
reluctant to shoot their shot because if it's a no, then they can't be friends anymore, and they don't want to, in quotes, lose the friendship. I mean,
Yeah.
are you really
that's
okay? Are you really? This might sound away, but are you really friends with someone if you're just being friends with them because you really like them?
like
Yeah.
them, yeah. So
I
it's
was
the
going
Like
to
you're
say
not
that.
sacrifice
friends
you
with them
have to
because you
make.
want to be friends.
Exactly, yeah. So it's the sacrifice that you
Yeah.
have to do, facts.
So like I rather like you say you like me and then me saying, well, unfortunately because of this and this, we may not be mutual, and then you making that conscious decision to still be friends despite knowing
Friends. Yeah.
that it's not gonna go beyond that, rather than you really hoping that one day I'm gonna feel the same way about you that I don't even know you feel about me to begin with. And that
Yeah.
day may never come. And then when I come to you and
Exactly.
ask advice about a girl I like, you're doing on the G to try and sabotage or something. So, so like, bro, let's just be upfront with how you feel, man.
That's true.
I guess I might as well give my final thoughts. So yeah, Rose is Rose. I ain't really on the exact same wavelength as Rose, just cause I ain't finna impose my moral thoughts or ethics or compass onto someone else. Most people I know don't date to marry. Most people I know don't even
Yeah,
like.
yeah, I know now. That's why I said if you are dating
Yeah,
to get
yeah, that's right. I know you preferenced it. Actually, I'm giving the other side to it now. I know for a fact most guys just date to date, and most girls these days also just date to date. And if you're gonna date to date, chances are you're gonna have multiple people there because you never know which one is gonna come good. So all I would say is where it is clear that someone likes you and you do not feel the same way, just tell that person you do not feel the same way instead of stringing them along. Because unfortunately, like niggas are selfish and they always want to think of themselves above someone else. But I'm telling you, the damage you're doing to someone by not just being upfront with them is not worth it, man. Like, because to you it may be, oh, well, you may not think about that person again once you do tell them like you don't feel the same way. But then to that person, he's always gonna remember how you treated them. And then that person may then do something worse than the next person they did. And that's how this cycle continues. Because this person hurt them and then they hurt the next
Facts,
person and then
actual facts.
they just become numb to people's feelings because they were treated like shit. I'm not saying like this will probably ever stop because I know people are always gonna be selfish, but like you personally, whoever is listening to this can make a difference in their own life. So that's all I can ask. Like just be honest to people. Like if they're not on the same dating to date as you and they're really in like looking for something serious, like tell them you're like not on that. And if they still decide to like, oh, maybe I'll wait for you, then yeah, like that's their choice to make. But if they want something more than that, you're not willing to give them that, nor do you want that. Just tell them you don't want that instead of just playing with them for no reason. So that's my thing.
All right, cool. Hey, it's been your boys. What do we learn? If you're feeling come on, slide into his DMs today. All right.
I mean,
Don't
you can
waste your time.
try. You can try. No
Hey.
promises. A reply.
We said no promise.
Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot.
It's
I'm
been your boys, the
taking
Parrot
application.
Side. Huh?
I said I'm taking application, so
It's taking
I said
applications.
taking
Hands
applications.
open for business, you know.
yeah. So
Yeah, it's been
short
your boys. Let me finish. What's the problem? It's been your boys on the Power Side Pod. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, catch us on the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Y'all know what it is.
Yeah.
Slide into the DMs. With obviously don't fucking put feedback though. Yeah, no, I had to put it in there. Hey, thanks for tuning in, man. Peace out.
Peace out.
Yeah, peace out.
This fucking Rose guy unmuted himself to go and open the window. I'm so confused. Guy, like what what's the problem? Guy.
No. I didn't unmute myself just so that you guys will hear me close the window.
I don't trust this guy, man.
Yeah, I'm not hearing that, but I'm not hearing that. I swear. I'm not.